Yeah. Hey, babies. Oh, hi. I was talking to my cat. Forgot that I started this. So I'm going to read a little bit from. I'm almost obsessed. God, she's so cute right now. My cat. I've never seen her so cute. I must just take a picture of her. Wow, she's like an Egyptian little sweetheart. I just adore my cat. I'm sorry. I just need. No, she moved, obviously. Oh, she was lying like a sphinx, right? Hey, baby. Hey. Anyways, another thing I adore is. Oh, I should speak softly a little bit more. Whisper, maybe not, but. Is Kundalini Yoga, which is currently not something many favor. I need to check into all that myself. Actually, I did. I did actually read even there are rumors, you could say, or even maybe validated. I don't know really. Anyways, I myself wasn't there. Don't know. And now also when I saw these, I've seen a bit from this Johnny Depp and his former wife and all that. I don't know. Even in that case, wasn't there, but the whole thing that someone can be judged by rumors alone. And when it comes to Yogi Bhajan, we can perceive also differently. I'm not dismissing what anyone else have experienced. It's their experience. I just don't take a stand myself because I wasn't there. And I love the yoga itself. And so, yeah, I just mean that, and I've experienced this in my own life, that sometimes it really is very harmful, and many people can buy a lie about someone, and someone that sometimes that's intended, to to shade someone. Even this is a very, very strong practice, as my experience is, the Kundalini Yoga. So I bet there are forces also in the vastness of it all that wouldn't want this really to be favored because it helps a lot. There are industries benefiting from us not being too well or too awake or aware. So that's kind of clear for most, I guess. But yeah, that said, I still want to learn more myself, and my way to learn sometimes is to learn with you, because I take my time then. And also I have some cards around here if someone wants to ask something suddenly, if someone pops in. But for now I will just start. I will start here. I wonder if it's here. It seems like this is a little back and forth. Oh, I will just start from the beginning. There is no identity for you except your spiritual identity. There is no grace in you but to learn. There is no achievement other than to become learned. There is no power but to share what you have learned with all and everyone. Share with compassion, you will be compensated, and you shall have no complex. Then all that there is shall come to you, and you will not have to go after anyone. Oh, I can just hear his voice in the background. I totally, everyone I've spoken or written rather, with those who have been close to him, and to me, I hold him dear in my heart, and that's the case, I guess, for other people as well, that I know have pretty I'm not saying he have disturbed sides, let's say, or dark, if you call it darker, but I know those who have that I still love, and I would, no matter what, I would have the same experience of him, and I love his voice. I am a sucker for voices. So, anyways, in whatever dimension he is now, maybe if so, he will be more enlightened now. And to misuse power is very, alluring and also seducing. I mean, the ones in power, they are the one being tempted or tested if they can deal with that power. So that's the worst position to be in a way. Oh, someone is here. You can interrupt me, and if you want a card, we can just skip the yoga for now. Someone left again, so I will continue. But this is, yeah. I have such love for this teaching and for this practice. I know many in Sweden now. They let's say it like this: the way I stand right now is that my experience personally, I was very sensitive to electricity, for example. I have a cousin that is actually, I saw her today. She didn't see me though. That is super sensitive to electricity. She carries around testing wherever, and she lived in these pre-prepared homes, and it have been a lot of trouble for her. Previously, she lived where they only have like wooden stove and so on. I mean, that you use wood to get fire and warm up the house like that, and food and so on. Anyways, she's even more so sensitive. But I've used magnetic stones. I've used many things, but the one thing that helped me even pretty instantly was Kundalini yoga and the practices that strengthen the aura, the auric field, so that my field that was pretty messed up, I would assume, or had probably holes and so on for whatever reason. And I kind of know the reasons, I guess. But doing that actually helped me so that I got rid of that. And I was super sensitive too. I was like dizzy when I went into those stores where they have those strong lights in the roof. I couldn't like stand beside the stove even if I just was like boiling water for tea or something. I had to go into another room, or I got all red in the face and all itchy and so on. Anyways, moving on from that, it helped me so much. And it helped me also when I had, my neck was like the Tower of Peace or something. It was, and I went to those that's a long story, but before then there was some things that made me just be, I was just able for quite a long time just to lay on one side when I was sleeping. I had like a yeah, otherwise it was painful, never mind why. Anyway, so it was for a long time, so my neck got like looked like that, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And I went to those on the doc, or what are they called now in English, like those who help with those things, anyways, to correct it, in the medical system. And they, I speak loudly and quickly, I guess, but anyways, they couldn't help me. I tried their practices and I did what they said that I could do and so on. It didn't help anything. It didn't change anything. But then the Kundalini yoga, when I did this back kriya with those positions and so, I think it was like 3-4 days or so, and the neck was straight then afterwards. So I'm so fascinated, and I mean, it had been gone. It was years that was my neck before, and I really tried other ways to correct it. So there are so many things, even so many other things also that I maybe talk about later. Also, one of the things, I guess many things go for all kinds of yoga, not only Kundalini, but that's in my heart. This Kundalini yoga is the one that I fell in love with, let's say. So also whispers, when it comes to mantras and so on, sometimes you sing them, sometimes you say them quietly in your mind, and sometimes you whisper them, and they have different vibes. And when it comes to ASMR and all that, whisper, I don't mean whisper now, but that's said to be the language of love. Isn't that beautiful? I understand that totally. Right. So, but moving on with all this wisdom, and I'm so happy. Also, I feel connected in many other ways to this. Oh, I started to tap suddenly because because of just these words that I haven't read before. Yeah, I have learned so much. Oh, I won't go into all of that, but I do so many things that I love, and I have been given them so freely, and I love all the things that I do, and I want to share with everyone that is interested in it and want to learn. And many things I just give away. Sometimes I charge for the time I spend doing certain things, but if someone couldn't afford it, I would most likely offer it anyway if I had the time, the opportunity or space for it. So right now I need to I do quite heavy work in different ways. So I need to say no to certain things at the moment, which is difficult because I only want to say yes. But anyways, I really feel like this is. I so love that expression that I just read. That he said on Yoga Bhajan about anything that I have experienced and found. I really want to share it, and I hope I can do that better here. I've been rambling so much about my own stuff. I still obviously do a bit. No, not rambling, but I have a back mirror that I also want to. I mean, the story forward doesn't depend on the story that was. I understand that now, but at the same time, the strength that I found from the past, or in the things that I found previously, they can actually add also to others who maybe need similar things. I don't know. Anyways, this is one of the loves of my life, this kind of yoga. And I can't say that I practice it a lot, but it have helped me a lot, and I want to dive into it deeper again. Aside from all the other things I do, and everything I feel like goes very hand in hand to me. The wordings and so on may differ, but to me it's not the exact same thing, but it's similar. The shamanic things, the witchy things, the Ayurveda and yoga, and I've also been very drawn to Tibetan Buddhism, and so everything. It's just, yeah, to me it's like, I don't know if you could say it's not like puzzle pieces, but it's like energy fields that are woven into each other and becomes like a very, very beautiful pattern, sort of. And it differs. There are different vibes or colors, let's say, of it, but it just enriched the wholeness of it, if you understand. I also think there is a very strong benefit to focus in on one thing, rather than spread out too thin in various directions and pick anything from everywhere. But after time, I'm such a curious personality, as well as I've kind of needed different things at different times, even Zen Buddhism was something that I was passionate about for a while. And then after a while, I just wanted the rich creative. I wanted to be in that flow again, which is more to me connected to the witchy stuff. Some people still actually believe that would be something evil, which is interesting. Even shamans that I've heard, even in this town where I live in Skellefteå, I'll talk about it that way. And it's interesting because even from that tradition, the monarchy tradition, at least as Alberto teaches it, they say that you could track, I mean, if you can track the good seeds, let's say, or good healthy things to strengthen, you could also seek out sickness or the weak things to strengthen them and harm someone. I mean, that's like obvious. And that's the same thing in which he thinks. I mean, it depends on our intention and what we do and what we focus on. We can destroy and we can create. How else could it be? And the more healing ability you have, the more ability you also have to use it in a different way. The capacity of it is the same, you know. If you have enough focus and focus in it in a different way, it will make different results, obviously. So, and you know about voodoo, which also is one of my spiritual teachers in the spirit world. This is, but I also know who his daughter is. He was a voodoo priest in Haiti, but I know the physical daughter of his afterwards, after he showed up to me. So that's also very close to my heart. And that is often known as something evil or mean, but it actually is used mainly for healing purposes, even with the needles and the dolls and all. But obviously, and you know, that is one thing I have repeated myself. I'm sorry about that. And I was, wow, I speak quickly now. But, you know, when they are the only slaves, like in that we know of, in like where this they were like can you be super enslaved? Yeah, aside from the whole world being kind of tricked now, maybe. But anyways, but they were the only ones who actually freed themselves from slavery through maybe also from I mean what is the word, you know, even fear of things can have results themselves, even if it's not actual, but also the actual practices. And I can see how, let's say, destructive magic. I mean, I can't. Let's say it like this: I couldn't blame anyone in a situation of that sort of being enslaved to use that to liberate themselves. I mean, there are maybe other alternatives most of the time, but I mean, yeah, that's that. I think that's up to each person to discern, but to understand that this is. I mean, that is also something that differs. People think different, but I think that anything you send will come back. I mean, that's like, even if I wouldn't have heard that idea, I do just feel that how could it be different? It's just like, that seems like a natural thing, just how things would go. But if the intent is to protect, then maybe you need to weaken something else in the natural world. And also in Munaki, now I go to that, I was going to the yoga, but everything is in a way neutral. I mean, it's there they talk about in Munaki and the shamanic path, they talk about heavy and light energy. It's not good or bad or negative or positive, it's just energy. And for me, some energy may be heavy that is light for someone else, or the other way around, you know. And that's what it is. We put all kinds of labels and values and whatever, project those things we have learned, our fears we have gotten from whomever wanted to dominate our minds and ourselves. Yeah. And it takes time to see through that, you know. Well, and what I feel like, since I've come in contact with such lovely people that have shared so freely with me, I love to share freely, and I really want to learn all the time also. Oh my. But anyways, even if I would spend the rest of my life only teach all the time, I would never be able to give everything that I've gotten already, you know. So I really try to be there for everyone I come across that need what I have. At least if I know that it's received. Sometimes you feel like, I'm not, even when people say, some people just want attention, they say maybe they need attention. But anyways, when it comes to certain practices I wouldn't have to put all that effort in if it's not received. I mean, if they can't, the seeds of it may blossom later. I don't know that, so I can't like judge that. But I don't continue to give to people who never even try what I see. Let's say they need, or whatever method I use. Let's say divination or shamanic work or whatever, where I see something that could be useful. I'm not saying that anyone should follow what I say or anything or what I get, but at least try. Otherwise, it seems. It's like throwing what they say pearls to not to swines, but I don't. It's unnecessary. Just right. I could just sit there and focus on them mainly and give what they maybe want. Then I don't know. But anyways, well, and I also obviously have a lot more to learn, but I feel like the riches I have, they are like vast already. They are. Sometimes I even feel like it's bragging. As for the other week when I spoke about someone working at the health shop, I bought this Paudarco tea that I haven't tried yet again because I reacted pretty allergically to that previously when I had a lot of candida and stuff, candidiasis. Anyways, but I told her a little bit about my story and the things that I know and can, and sometimes that feels like over the top when I say it like that to someone I don't know. But she was really curious and wanted to hear about it, and also understand more about candida and so on. And it was lovely to be able to share about this because she could also it could help someone else that she come in contact with, obviously, in her work. But at the same, when I say all that things, it sounds very exaggerated, but it's not, And then I kind of understand also even more so, because it's natural to me to have all these things. But then I realize, wow, actually it's a lot. And I don't, but I don't want to brag. The reason I say it, I don't feel like this is, there is a song by Thy Grace. I will put it here because that's a song that I loved all the time. And I believe so in a way. It depends on how you see it. From the East perspective, yeah, then it's different in a way. But this is something I love. This is a yogic song, you could say, or someone who practice yoga. So I will see. Oh, sorry, I need to just turn off the sound here. Yeah. This is so beautiful. The words of this. So, by Thy Grace, by Snatam Kaur. And my yogic name is Tejpal Kaur, meaning the lioness, princess, lover of God. How beautiful. I got that from the H3O, healthy, holy, happy. Is that the word? Organization, yeah. They gave me that yogic name, which I also hold dear, but I don't use it a lot. Maybe I should have a channel for that. Why not? Maybe I should also introduce myself with that name when I do these kinds of the things I want to go through now and talk about. But I will ramble as you hear. Okay, moving on now. It says like this. These days, every human beings feel like they are perfect. They are righteous. They know it all, and they are judgmental of the world around them. In yoga, a person has to be humble, have the have the power to merge and to be spiritually, mentally, and physically committed for exalted experiences. The master can share the knowledge, but the experiences belong to the student. Oh, this is so true when it comes also to shamanism and everything, you know. Therefore, we do not claim any result or effect or guarantee any result or achievement because experience belongs to the individual student individually, his or her consciousness, and his or her power to practice. Wow, so many true words here. We are not a commercial organization and we are not a business. We are just sharing the knowledge and technology that have been passed down to us. You are our students. We don't initiate students, but sometimes in some things I do, but this is the yogic, yeah. Because we believe that each student must initiate himself or herself. According to our definition, a student is the one who studies from the master to become the master. We advise that you consult your physician before beginning this program, then freely decide whether to participate in these teachings. Yeah. Oh, I need to listen to his voice. I need to find something. There are many, or a few like things that many have said actually. Many, maybe all spiritual teachers. That sounds very negative that are out there as well. But anyways, moving on. Mm-hmm. The Age of Aquarius is on our head whether we feel, know, or understand or not. Past is going to become obsolete, and teachers of the Age of Aquarius are going to help humanity. This is your chance to be leaders with love and affection. We wish you the best of luck. Oh, so beautiful. And also, when it comes to this, I mean, this is, as I said, the love of my life. Some of it, and this I was gifted from a friend of mine. Oh, I am so thankful and oh, so happy. Yeah, and as I say, it correlates to everything else that I do, especially very, very closely to Ayurveda, obviously, since it's yoga, but also what I was going to say before is that in Sweden, many have now tried to separate themselves from Yogi Bhajan, especially since they're all those. If I call them rumors, it's not to dismiss people's experiences. It's because I really personally don't know. And the ones, this insurance company that did some sort of, it was not like a judge, it was not like in court case. It was an insurance company that said that it was likely that whatever they thought happened then. It was likely. It wasn't even, you know, set in stone in their view, you know. But things can become like true, and also, and also, as I said, there may be quite many forces who does not want this free teaching to reach people because it wouldn't help those who want to have another agenda actually. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Moving on. All right. I must maybe bend this book. Okay, I can't do that so much. We'll see if I can read here. My glasses are somewhere else, obviously, like always. By the kindness of our teacher, this is written by Guru Sharan Singh Khalsa, philosophy doctor. Anyway, Yogi Bhajan, I have witnessed his vision grow from his first few words declaring its purpose to create teachers to a robust global network of teachers dedicated to live with awareness and uplift each person from the first Kundalini Yoga teacher training in the Western Hemisphere with a dozen students crammed cozily together in a small house in 1970 Los Angeles to our most recent Ikita meeting in New Mexico with hundreds of active teachers and serving students in every country. This was like 20 years ago now. Now it's 2022. So, anyways, was written in July 2002. Anyways, what I was going to say, now I drift, was that many don't use those white clothes. I really love that part of it also. I have never used like a turban, but because this is very much from also traditions of what is going on Facebook. I don't know. That's also used in the Sikh tradition where he comes from. So I mix some of these things up, but I absolutely love those things, and I don't know how the Kundalini yoga was before he like blended those things, and I don't think I don't even think that those traditions were whether the rumors or those kinds of things that were said is true or not. I'm not sure that really takes away from the good of it all, if I would say. And also, I wonder about this whole. I mean, since it's spread all over the world, even though there are a few that have spoken that they experienced certain things, and so still I feel like with all this, there are so many. Wouldn't there have been like recordings or of this kind? I feel like that is also very surprising, if not nothing else, as like actual factual proof in that sense. But that's not mine to judge. So I just leave it. But I also don't want to take a stand which is in the other direction, just because I feel like compassionate with anyone who have been treated bad. There are many rumors about there are a few rumors about I won't even say the name because I don't want to continue spreading rumors, obviously. If it's rumors, I don't know. But about someone else, Ayurveda yogi teacher, that I have been to one lecture. I knew everything he's talked about. So to me, it was not all that interesting, but I didn't really. Someone told me beforehand, someone who also practiced Ayurveda, and so told me about however he, I don't know, locked in girls in whatever it was, and and she asked me if I could like feel something around that when I met him or so. And I feel like in the same way, I can't know. So how can I judge something I do not know? I mean, and why even? I don't understand that part of it. Since I don't know. So to dismiss people because of something I think they might or whatever, that's. I mean, everyone should follow their own truth and what feels right for them, obviously. But in the majority, I guess, or in many who practice Kundalini yoga, I know a few. They then started to dismiss certain things that he said, like the white clothes, like certain that they felt that it was too disciplined, like I'm more almost like slavishly disciplined. But what I feel, since I'm a very random person, to me that was like my thing bumped in here. To me, that was very relaxing because I'm so random. So I really felt it was peaceful and calming with even the white clothes, and I really wanted to have a turban because of the peace in the head, let's say, because I'm also so open. But yeah, but now it's more. Also, it's more like do whatever. No, not whatever. I don't mean that in a bad way, but like whatever you're drawn to kind of yoga and so on. And I think very few follow this exactly like it's taught. Or I heard also a few that go back to whatever Kundalini yoga was before he kind of spread it. I don't know how to understand what was what before then, but yeah. So, but I met it as it was. Actually, I met life yoga first with a wonderful yoga teacher, Lotta, and she was taught by Frankel. He's called there in Sweden. He learned from Yogi Bhajan, but used it in his kind of own way, let's say, that he called life yoga. And that was very wonderful to meet it in that way. Then the teachers that I had afterwards, they were more stiff, you could say, or more, more, what can I say? It was also the personality of people, I guess. If you are very harsh on yourself and perfectionist and demand a lot of yourself, maybe that becomes wrong for you personally then. But for a person like me who is not like that, then it's very calming and very how can I say? Yeah, it brings so much peace just to have those have the setting clear, let's say. And not just anything or do it loosely, because that is my general ways of doing things, Anyways, moving on. So, from the first, he would say, "You do not know me, I know you. I accept none of you as my students. Accept yourself first and show me your grace and caliber by your service and compassion. Compassion is the language of the Aquarian age. You want flesh and bones and a personality. I want nothing. You will know me by my words and teachings." So beautiful. I feel even more now uplifted, actually, because I really want this to learn. And actually, I wanted to learn this in a course, like a diploma. I have this, although I have seen, like, in a psychic sense and so on, seen and I've often seen such for myself also and for others, what kind of positions they need in yoga and so. And I used to then share it because I see that this is good for you, like. But here I get even more like, yes, there is one girl that I know. Oh, someone is here. There is one girl that I know here who also do yoga. She does it like in that she feels like psychically what kind of lesson she will have for the students that is there that day, and she create the yoga from within, let's say, for the persons that is there at that time. I feel that it would be an awesome way of doing it, let's say. So, Radha, hi. Oh, thank you for the love and light. I'm awesome. I've had a wonderful day. Here it's evening now, 6:30 p.m. soon. So how are you doing? Are you okay? And do you want a card? I will continue to read from this Kundalini Yoga right now until I get maybe a question for the cards, and I can pop in with the cards. Let's see now. Most of you will, in fact, know him through the teachings. And when you practice the teachings and link to the golden chain of teaching energy, you will also know Yogi Bhajan by his subtle presence. Practice brings awareness, awareness brings subtlety, subtlety brings depth, depth brings dedication, dedication brings humility, humility brings grace, and grace brings you the master's touch, which is the presence of spirit that is timeless, without ego and without any boundaries, pure and infinite. An angel message. I'm sorry, I don't have an angel message here because I don't have any angel cards right beside me, but I can pick a tarot card for you if you want. Summer internship. Oh, oh, I see. Oh, well, let's see. By the way, there was something I was thinking about here when it comes to yoga bhajan as well. I don't know what it was, but I just long for his voice. I mean, should be heard in his voice, I feel. Yeah, now I recall what it was. Once, I've mentioned this before in some video or something, but once when I was doing yoga at home, I saw him and Ramdas, not the well-known Ramdas that is online, I mean, on YouTube and so on, but the the previous Ramdas that was a teacher of, more ancient teacher. Bumping into stuff. And I saw them both in the room, like, or not with my eyes open. I had my eyes closed, but I saw them clearly. Both. I don't know how I knew Ram Das was because I haven't, what I know, seen a picture of him, but I knew that it was Yogi Bhajan. I know how he looked like, and then I saw him, and they had their eyes looked like you look deep into the sky, like. Just the vast kind of nothingness. And it was so surprising because I thought that if I would see that, that would be like because I was doing a yoga kriya and stuff like then. I thought there would be some appreciation or some kind of signal to me or something, some communication. But it was like nothingness. But it was very peaceful, and the presence was there. But it was like an empty presence. How can I say? Very wonderful experience still. But I also understand what I read right now from that also. Okay. Yeah. I will put a tarot card for you now then. Let's see. Or a few maybe. Okay, 2 tarot cards. This is Secret Crystals and Karma. And what does it say? I think that this actually say that you shouldn't be so focused on the material things, because this Secret of Crystals, that's like page of pentacles, in traditional tarot. She holds something that looks like almost it looks like a oh, sorry. Almost it actually now when I look it looks like an egg with some little maybe dragon egg. But it also looks like goldenish. So it could be a crystal ball of sorts that have gold color, but I don't know. It's like she's mesmerized by this like wealth. I think she's very drawn to beautiful things and like riches as such, and that correlates very much to power actually. But when we focus too much on those outer things as powerful, we lose something as well. So I think this is a kind of an advice not to get blinded by the glimmering things, let's say, in the world or in status or whatever that could be. Because then comes the card of karma, which is also from the things I read. It's very beautiful. I can't show you the card right now, but this is from the Syrian Star Seed Tarot. And if you Google that and Seeker of Crystals, and if you go to Pinterest, sometimes it's easier to find there. But Seeker of Crystals, I guess that's enough for you to. I think you will see if you then search on pictures. Yeah, the next card is Judgment. Is like the traditional correlation to this card. But this card is called Karma. So sometimes that is more related to Justice card, I know, but here it's the number 20. So so whatever you focus on, as I talked about before, it will create ripples in the universe, and sooner or later you will also experience these ripples in your own environment, obviously. So yeah, don't become too let's say narrow-minded when it comes to things you want to achieve or have, like that, you know. But see in a broader way, like in a more universal sense, and the riches in the greater sense. Yeah. Yeah, Seeker of Crystals, it's called, yes. And the other one is called Karma, and that is also very beautiful. It's like a lotus, a pink lotus flower, like in the skies, and then there is this drop of water in the ocean, you could say, creating those ripples. Yeah, of course, it's very good to have focus and very good to focus on the things that you want to manifest or the things you want to create and so. But also, this card, the Seeker of Crystal in this deck, it's very dark. And so don't be limited to that. It's not that it's wrong also to want those things. It's just that if that becomes like a main focus, we forget a whole lot about other riches that is also there that we miss out on. And so, yeah. Yeah, you saw the image. Awesome. And then the karma image is very beautiful also. So that's kind of the message to you. Do you understand this? Do you see yourself in that? I don't know if you can see the eyes of her. She's very beautiful, but can you see her intense look at this, whatever this is she holds? She's like also, it's like a happy energy. Maybe you have also discovered your ability to manifest very clearly and so on, and you are kind of also fascinated by the fact that you know how to do that. But you can do even more than that. Yeah, it's so deep. Yeah. So now I continue with the whole yogic thing for a while again. If you come up with another question, please feel free to. Yeah. The domain of the infinite, the anahat, is always present and accessible. It is as intimate as your breath. Yogi Bhajan is a master of the time. He has merged into the infinite consciously in the house of Guru Ramdas. Yeah, here it says about Ramdas, actually. I have never read these things or known these things before. Which holds the space of Kundalini Raj Yoga for the Aquarian age. And it was so wonderful that I saw those two together beside each other. And I have never heard, I mean, I think I've heard Ramdas in some mantra or something, but I didn't know it was a person or how he looked. But he had also that empty or vast, to look in the, it was like to look in the, into the universe, in the darkness of the universe, you know, maybe dark matter, I don't know. But it was like something I've never seen before, like in those. Yeah, keep asking if you wish. I read as for now. I encourage each of you to read the words of these teachings, then be silent and listen to the heart within them. Watch the video records of Yogi Bhajan teachings to get a sense of his clarity, directness, compassion, and attitude of service. It is rare to even glimpse someone who has mastered themselves to share mastery. No words or descriptions can convey the impact of participating in his classes, virtually or otherwise. Confirm you by experience your own connection to the teacher. Yeah, I have a strong connection. The teachings and the inner teacher within you. Practice to the Kriya to energize, awaken, purify, and heal yourself. Then you can experience teaching with the constant capacity to commit to the integrity of the self, to commit to stillness and listen, and commit to fearlessness, compassionate action to serve all. Yeah. Next actions of my friend towards me in this week. You may know this already, but I don't ask about what other people will do. I can pull a card about your relationship if you want. That's it. What's the name of the person? Your friend you talk about. That's how far I go. I can pull card for the relationship itself, and then maybe that is clear enough to understand the relationship as such, or the question you exactly have. But Rish, okay, we will see then. Okay, your relationship with, or your both of yours relationship to each other. We will see what it says. Was it you who didn't like my answers last time? Maybe it wasn't Rich. It was someone who didn't really agree. Let's see. Here. Oh, we got the solar deity, so I guess you would agree. Yeah, the coming week. I got, the sun card. You know what cards mean, so. This is a very happy card, anyways. Very innocent card, very playful, sunny, It's like cheerful. It's all good. There is nothing negative in this card. Yeah. That's the card you get. Oh, it's called Solar Deity. SOLAR DEITY. Solar Deity. And it's like a uh, sunflower in the center, also Pegasus. I think they're called, with horse with wings in the center, white horse, and also there's flares that goes out from this sunflower, like as if it's a sun, but it's the same as the sun card, in tarot. So it's just awesome energy, strong energy. Yeah, it's as similar as the sun card, but it's called Solar Deity in this deck, the Syrian Starseed Tarot. And then I will continue to read now. I try to learn also Kundalini Yoga teachers now. Let's see now. There is nothing more powerful than Kundalini Yoga to awaken your consciousness, to confront your ego and drop your fears. There is nothing more elegant to build the strength of your nervous system and character. There is nothing more effective to develop the caliber to be happy in the midst of challenge and grateful each moment of life. And there is nothing more profound that takes you to the core of your being to listen deeply and hear the pulse of the Creator, the Nad and Sadguru in all people and all things. Also, actually, these things that I never read before, oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Oh, someone else is here. I see someone else. Solidarity? What is that? What do you mean? Anyways, the thing is that is described here about the sort of awakening or oneness, I guess you could say, probably, that he attained or experienced. I feel like that's what I saw. The look that I got back, or I didn't. I just, it was like to look into deep space. That what it was like, and it was the same eyes that Ramdas had, or the same look. You could just look, however vast. I can't even describe it. It was awesome. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, Kundalini, awesome. Yeah, I can understand that. I have experienced this. Wow. 24 now. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And that's, Kundalini is something that, at least I think it can be experienced also aside from through Kundalini yoga. But that's a good path, I think. Also because it protects in a manner. Meanwhile, it opens, or, yeah, strengthens the energy field. So. but it doesn't. Even though it's quick, it's also like in a solid way that it's not too quick. It's built that way so that it always center you and always ground you as well. That's why those kriyas or those positions come in a certain order in Kundalini yoga, so that you won't like lose track and just go on in your head like yeah. You used to do a lot of meditation and Kundalini activation when I was 18. I used to have back pain and used to get dreams. Oh yeah. Kundalini activation. What that kind of what sort of I will read along meanwhile I check in after I read a little bit there. Right. The journey has many steps, abounds with insight and inspiration, invites deep companionship, and calls on your body, mind, and spirit to work together. At each step, the hand of the teacher is there to help guide you. The teachings are there with flawless energy and technique. My prayers is that each of you realizes your potential and role as an Aquarian teacher of Kundalini Yoga and awareness. And the thing is, I was like disappointed that I didn't get like confirmation that wow, you're a good student. It was rather they maybe if anything they had more like, oh no, is this the kind of students? Even though he calls no one student. Oh, I felt like oh, rather disappointed look if anything, but like really okay, this is what we have to work with sort of, but not exactly. It's more like empty and vast and without judgment actually, but me wanting to be my ego wanting the confirmation in the looks was like taking it as a judgment almost at the time, but not really anyways. But before the meditation you used to invite gods and angels for my Kundalini activation. Oh, so why did you seek that? I mean, had you were in contact with the Kundalini activations and so on before? Oh, awesome. Awesome that you came here then. Yeah. I think many people who invite God, maybe in India or some places on earth, they or some cultures, that's common to connect with Kundalini work. Let's say not here so much in West. So yeah, you do that now as well. Yeah. What are angels in that tradition? You know, what kinds of gods? I'm a very curious person. You don't have to answer, of course, but I'm a little bit curious. Just. Wow, I will continue a little bit here also. The manual here that I'm going to go through, starting with now, stems from our efforts to provide a systematic introduction to the vast teaching materials given by Yogi Bhajan. It is the effort of many people. Our vision is to establish a clear standard for the concept of a teacher, the technology of Kundalini Yoga, and a discipline to train yourself in both. To train yourself in both, he says. So I can actually follow it. And also I feel, I love that he says sharing it freely, because I feel like, oh no, many are very, when it comes to treasures we keep them like, oh no, if someone's going to take it, like, but I mean, some things are just meant to be shared and spread. So, oh, Shiva and my mentors who taught me the technique. Wow, lovely. Do it now, a shorter time period. Okay, what was that kind of, what kind of, is that like, oh, now I lost the, now, was that like a Hindu practice or Ushu practice or certain, through what kind of venue? It doesn't matter exactly. I mean, the most important thing is what you get out of it, but oh, it was like Hindu practice. Wow, that's fascinating. I've always, since being north of Sweden and, far away from those practices, I've always been drawn to it. And one thing that I was very drawn to was tantra, but not the tantra like sexual tantra as such. I mean, that's, I guess it's just one tantra, but it depends on what you focus on. Many think about that when they talk about. But I was more fascinated by seeing the divine in everything, and like other practices that's like very extreme, and I would never be able to go through what I read about that. Some of them lived on graveyards and whatever. But you know, when I then read about Shiva and Shakti in that tradition, that was really fascinating about the whole Shakti as time, among other things, and Shiva as the consciousness that is usually, it's commonly seen as, I guess, the yeah, I guess you could say. But Shakti as time was like a revelation for me, because she was described as a monster standing in front of you, spewing out time like from her mouth, let's say, and and that, how can I explain it? But to me, it was like, this was many years ago, like 30 years ago. But anyways, uh, the whole thing about, we always often, let's say it like this, we often stand looking in the other direction, so as if time goes, like as if it goes away, we see it further and further away, like that. But if we turn towards that energy that always is now, then time is always coming towards us, Yeah, that's what's just. Do you know which chakra and meditation I could do for regulating my menstrual cycle? Which chakra and meditation? How is it irregular, let's say? Is it, are you bleeding too much? Are you having it often? Is it like, what is the irregular? I mean, when it's irregular, and you don't know when it shows up, let's say, exactly. Mine was extremely regular, strangely, because I'm a very Vata irregular personality mostly. But yeah, that's like balancing Vata overall, if you know Ayurveda, because that's the irregular. So I wouldn't say, I mean, there are many. Oh, there are many. Sometimes what is needed is also some sort of mild detoxification, maybe of sorts. But that can also be a gradual thing, because if we have a lot of AMA or rest products in the body, then it can influence the hormones and everything, obviously. So, and if it's not, as you said, freak as 2 months, yeah, that's kind of a long, a little bit unusual, long stretch between, like, right? And I would say that indicates rather, since, let's say it like this, Vata is pretty much flow, and and that things go quick, while Kapha is the slow. So Kapha and Ama, that kind of energy is pretty similar. I can't give advice now. I can't feel your pulse right now and check everything else with you. But this is like when it comes to Ayurveda, and I don't see it psychically. Maybe I see it later for you. I don't know. So I can't say what kind of kriyas or so on. I have to do like a almost mediumship tuning in reading for you then. But I would say, if you feel like you have rest product and need a cleanse of sorts, maybe that's a good thing to begin with in a mild way, because if you have a lot of Vata as well, a lot of air and space in your energy, then you can react quite strongly to those kinds of things also. But otherwise, it's regular things like, okay. I mean, it's regularity is what the body loves, and at Vata, if it's Vata, that is an excess of, you can do your own, kind of test also to see somewhat where you are when it comes to the balance of those doshas. But I would say that otherwise it's like sleep and eat. The sleeping and eating patterns is very, they have a strong influence on our overall well-being. So if you sleep and eat at similar times, like go to bed before 10 p.m., wake up around 6 p.m. No, it's 6 a.m. I mean, obviously, and eat at specific regular times during the day, and then, so the body knows when it's going to get nourishment. Then the body can also absorb the nourishment way better. So that kind of things, regularity. And I don't know how you eat or anything, but yeah, because and also another thing in Ayurveda is that to be too disciplined is in Ayurveda an imbalance. So it's not to be hard, like, yeah, listen to yourself. That's the main purpose of everything I do, is that to find, maybe you need some guidance towards knowing yourself, let's say, or feeling what you need better. So the advices or the guidance that anyone can give from an Ayurvedic perspective is just guidance to what you already truly innately know in yourself. And that's what I do with everything, like the shaman, mediumship, anything. That's, I try to, the whole expression of pointing to the moon. It's not the moon. You have your answers yourself, but sometimes they are like hidden from our view, even though we kind of have them inside, Yeah. Uh, yeah, yeah. And but if you do those things, if you give, because the body, it's a whole system in Ayurveda, and all of these things that I do, it's not separated, mind, body, so everything is one in a way, and influence everything else. But regularity for the body and for the bodily systems, that is really beneficial for most, maybe everyone. But if you have too much, if kapha is your personality type and that's what you have in very much of, then probably you need to sleep less, actually, and be more active, not sleep during the day, and eat less meals a day. But if you have a lot of vata, you need to eat maybe 5-6 times a day. So it's so much differs, and I don't know exactly where you are at when it comes to this. And also pitta, which is the fire element mainly. Sometimes, even if it's not the most prominent dosha that is shown, it's very important to balance that fire energy, because that can lead to inflammations and stuff. And so if you have any of these symptoms, then you need to balance the pitta first, so that that is calm, the fire is calmed down first. Yeah, I hope it gives you something. Yeah, yeah. But also I think it's also very individual, the frequency. If it's very solid every second month, I had it every 6th week. Now I don't have it because I'm too old. But when I had it every 6 weeks, and I had it constantly on the day, or almost the time of day. It was not so often as many behaviors have it every 4th week. But it was very regular, though, although it was a longer cycle. But yeah, 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 do. And I love the questions. I really love to hear what you say, and also think about. But there are so many things to take in consideration in Ayurveda. It's the wholeness. You read the pulse, you feel with the fingertips, and we can was taught, we can discern 28 different pulses, if you say on the wrist of the hand, that varies to different organs and different. Even you can feel the chakras and so on in the pulse, but I can feel them in different ways. So, but also the skin, the eyes, the tongue, the nails, the aside from questionnaires like and so on. So I can't really give exact advice like this, but generally, I mean, yeah, it's such a lovely and beautiful science, which is now also many have discovered through science than now, that what which things they know 5,000 years ago, they can now, like, let's say, prove then, but it have already been proven. But many times it's not those most simple or cheap um, medicines or cures, or things that are good for us, let's say, to balance ourselves. It's not that are promoted by the ones who have the money, let's say, then. So so I mean, if all this knowledge reached people, so much more health would be there. I'm not saying that everything that was taught like so far ago was a good thing to listen to, but a lot of it have been standing the test of time and is good now also. So yeah. Okay, I'm continuing to reading here. Let's see, where was I? My gratitude to Yogi Bhajan for sharing the teachings and directing this effort. My gratitude to Shakti Parva Kaur, who has held the standard steadily from the beginning. And my gratitude to the many teachers who have given comments, ideas. What does it say here? Critiques and countless hours of time to realize this series of training manuals. And lastly, my appreciation to Guru Raj Kaur Khalsa, who is patiently compiled, designed, and structured. Has patiently compiled, designed, and structured the manual, coordinating the pieces by meetings, calls, and emails to reach the final product. This was, like, as I said, Guru Shan Singh Khalsa, philosophy doctor, who started to say that. There is something more said here, yeah. Oh, and go, yeah, good. Go and eat something. Kisses back to you. Yeah. Anyway, so I got the most beautiful song the other day. My little nephew, 5 years old, lovely, lovely little human being. And they are so much wiser than us. That's why they know everything. Like they come here with a different capacity. They are so aware in some way. Anyways, he gave me this little birthday. My birthday is on Friday. So he gave me this little extra birthday song, which was, it was like happy birthday something. And then, and I don't remember the melody, but it was so lovely. Yeah, it's like they are so brilliant, and we have so much to learn from them. Um, and then it was singing like, um, like Auntie, I love you, and kisses, kisses. He was doing this. I thought about that now when you do those kisses things. And he's not. I mean, he's running around all the time, and he's not the most. He don't express himself like that usually, or yeah, he is very cozy too, but mainly he is. He have a lot of energy. He's a very wild one. But anyways, it was so sweet. The best song ever. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome to have another birthday. I'm happy for each of them now. Anyway, so it also says, by luck or by chance, by the grace of God, by thy grace, as I said this song there before, I was the first woman in the United States to study with Yogi Bhajan. He told me, "You've been a student long enough, you should be a teacher." And so within 2 months of attending his classes I was teaching, that was in 1969, I'm still teaching and still learning. The more I teach, the more I learn. And this is also what humbly yours, Shakti Parva Kaukalsa, July 2002. And she says a little bit more things. Yeah, they are awesome creatures, both of them. Yeah. Wow, healers also, totally. What would we do without them? Anyway, so I also think about this, that many that I meet, the hardest step for people, mainly I mean, as a shaman, also you see the strength in others. That's like the main vibration you hold, because that's what's healing. If you search for weakness, although you can point things out, obviously, when sometimes that can be needed briefly, but mainly you hold the strength in your own vision, and you see that. And oh, I don't speak softly at all, but anyway, the hardest step usually for people is to shift from being the one. I'm not saying it's bad to ask, but to understand that you are the one holding the answers, and to help that transition from needing, and that's quite a gap sometimes for people to go through. But that's one of the things in the medicine wheel that I also do with some people. One thing that is helpful for many is this talk of this destructive triangle of, I think it's called like that, but when you talk about the perpetrator, the victim, and the savior in each of these, if you think about a triangle, each point having one of those, and every time you, even, I mean, if you take one of those positions yourself, or if you project them onto someone else, then you're going into that destructive pattern, and and I guess one of the most difficult things that I've discovered in others, it's easier to discover in others sometimes, is that if you stop being the one, usually people don't see themselves as perpetrators, by the way. They see themselves as victims or as saviors, oftentimes both. And you know, and to be those, you need also to have a perpetrator to point at. But to shift your perception from, uh, the victim is sort of needy. Don't mean those who are actual victims for war or whatever, but when we create stories about things or situations that shine that kind of light on ourselves or someone else, to like step up and leave that position can be quite difficult. Actually, I've realized it also triggers very much our egotistical need, sort of, to be, I don't know if I think it's the ego's fear of to vanish. Like, I think that's what's the fear is about. Anyways, yeah, I'll keep reading here a little bit more. In 1970, when I was born, when Yogi Bhajan started traveling and heard he was teaching new kriyas in various cities, nobody was tape recording. Yeah, I felt insecure not knowing all the latest techniques. He said, "Just teach what you know and teach people to relax." Oh, this is so beautiful. I love the beginning of this. Wow. Yeah. And that's really also the thing of being, when it comes to, like, I love Eckhart Tolle as well. And many of Thich Nhat Hanh and all that. Anyways, to, to yeah, be the change you want to see in the world and all that. to be in that kind of space in yourself is teaching. You don't really have to, like, quote unquote, teach as such. But anyway, this is still important advice for any teacher. By all means, learn as much of the teachings as you can, but realize basically that you don't have to know everything to help people to help themselves. That's so beautiful. Wow. And also, I think those who feel pressured by certain, let's say, rules or things surrounding Kundalini yoga, I think it reflects their own perfection and their own ego, let's say, actually, that pushed that onto themselves in such a harsh way. Maybe it's not given that way, because even in this, that I don't see it, at least yet here, you know, it's about it's a relaxation, and to me that's what it have been, but I haven't, by the way, taught it. Anyways, when you affirm the oath of a teacher before each class, oh, is that oath? I didn't know. And when you, oh, they have that, maybe, I don't know what that is. When you tune into the golden chain with Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo, I used to do that though. Be aware these are not just rituals, they are real and effective means to help you avoid what Yogi Bhajan warned us was the the one incurable disease. That disease is an occupational hazard for teachers. It's called spiritual ego. Yeah, that is that is a difficult one. Yeah. So tempting, even if also in shamanism, I've talked about this before in my other channel, I think, or anyway, maybe it was here, about my witchy stuff combined with the shamanic stuff. And I so need, and I think many women in particular oftentimes need to be empowered, like to think about themselves, because we have been taught a different way quite for some time, and what was going to say? Yeah, to me, usually in traditional shamanic, yeah, culture, what you say, then the ones around you said that you were a shaman, you could do like shamanic techniques or so on, but you didn't call yourself that. But I do. I challenge it. And I love to do it because I feel that's the witchy side of me, that also feel, not that I want to brag or boast or try to be something blah blah. It's not actually the ego in me, it's the actual knowing. It's the I've been called to this all the time, and I know who I am, and that's who I am. And so, yeah, I mean, I feel like there is no vibe that would go wrong, but it could poke people's. I mean, people could feel like, I mean, like irritated by it. But I think the thing that irritates them then is their own ego. So maybe they need that irritation, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, if so. In 1969, when did I read this now? Oh, no matter how much your student appreciate you, and they will, for your own spiritual health, remember that you are not the doer. It's only by the grace of God and the generosity of our spiritual teacher, with a capital T, like the one, that any one of us is able to share the magnificent technology of Kundalini Yoga. I fall in love again with this now. Wow. In 1969, when Yogi Bhajan taught his first class in Kundalini Yoga in the United States, hardly anyone had accurate information about the ancient, sacred, and up until then secret science. Its technology for transformation and empowering of the individual human being had been given only to those students who could prove their devotion, dedication, self-discipline, humility, and obedience to the teacher. Let's see now. Yeah, so those who think that he was bringing the harshness of the teaching, it doesn't really sound like that. I think it was quite difficult before then. It was given only by one teacher to the next, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, despite scriptural warnings that whoever taught Kundalini Yoga publicly could not live to see his next birthday. Wow. You see, it was quite harsh before then. Huh. Oh, then we will see. But now it's my next only on Friday. So let's hope. Let's hope. There are just a couple of days, you know. So we will see how it goes then. Let's hope for the best, whatever that is. Yogi Bhajan flaunted tradition. Yeah, he saw that it was the very thing that was desperately needed at this time of the dawning of the Aquarian age. The time to bring the yoga of awareness to the world had come. Oh, yeah, I couldn't fall more in love with these things as I do now. He made it clear from the beginning that he had come to train teachers, not to gather disciples, and he emphasized, "Don't love me, love my teachings." But as students flocked to him, we were enveloped in his absolute, unconditional, amazing, loving presence, and love him we did and still do. It has been his mission to enable us to become 10 times greater than him. To me, that means 10 times more kind, compassionate, patient, and selfless. Not to mention wise and graceful. It's a big order. That's like, yeah, isn't that wow? Yeah, that's what you want to give, you know. Wow. Yeah. He and it's very fascinating those that I teach also in various ways. How they amaze me with the things they discover all the time. And obviously I learn a whole lot, maybe more from them. And they like yeah. But also it's so unique and individual, each of these paths you can't like compare. But yeah, I'm constantly fascinated by that. As you are about to become Kundalini yoga teachers, I offer my heartfelt welcome to this family of beings who truly want to live, be, and share the technology of the healthy, happy, and holy. That's what it's called, the organization. Yeah. It is, after all, your birthright. Teach it, claim it, and the world will be a better place for you having lived and breathed on it. Humbly yours, Shakti Parva Karkalsa, July 2002. Do you say it like that? 2002. Yeah, anyways. Wow. I must read a little bit more, then I will like stop. I can't almost stop now. Wow, this is so fascinating. Oh, and I'm so glad to be able to do this since it's so criticized now. And this, by the way, it shows like, wow, this is yours to claim. I claim it. Whatever, whomever says what. This Aquarian teacher manual represents the efforts of many people to codify the great body of teaching brought down through the ages and the ethers by Yogi Bhajan. And at this point in time, this manual represents the unity of the pioneers who carried these teachings forward, to stand together as one, as Aquarian teachers, uh, and present in a simple form the basic teachings of Kundalini Yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan. Over the last 33 years, thousands of pages of material have been created and collected, as those whose lives have been changed by the miraculous science have sorry how I read, but have endeavored to document and share these teachings with others. The Aquarian teacher represents the distillation of those thousands of pages into an essential basic format to serve as a beginning for the first level of KRI. What does mean that? I don't know really what that's the Kundalini. I don't know. Anyway, training in becoming a Kundalini yoga teacher. That's what it means mainly. Uh, this manual, in its simplicity, is meant to be part of a threefold process in your training. The technology and wisdom contained in these pages will serve as a resource for years to come. The second, in the Trinity, are the Master's Touch lectures In book and in video form in 1996 and 1997, Yogi Bhajan taught the first master's touch course in Española, New Mexico, and Assisi, Italy. He asked that these lectures be transcribed and made into a book. These lectures form a great legacy. They embody the spark of the golden dawn. No, the golden dawn. I'm into the witch again. The golden chain and are an invaluable tool for developing your personal relationship with Yogi Bhajan and the golden chain. The third of your te- of your teacher trainer whose dedication to these teachings and to his or her beloved teacher Yogi Bhajan and to you and your destiny will pass these teachings to you purely and selflessly. Let's see now. The third is your teacher trainer. Oh, I don't know, but anyways, I will just pick up what I need the best I can. Thanks and acknowledgement in order. Particular acknowledgement to Guru Sharan Singh Khalsa and Satya Singh Khalsa, whose original teacher training manuals form the foundation of this manual, and to, I mean, there may be others out there now, I don't know, Tam Tam Singh Khalsa, Hari Kaur Khalsa, and Dam Kaur Khalsa, who began the process of forming an outline. Thanks to Pranpati Singh, who helped to add structure and continuity, and to Guru Singh Khalsa, who added helpful finishing touches. Bravo to Guru Marka Khalsa from Germany, who took it upon himself to contribute to very valuable index. Oh, the very valuable. That's awesome. I want to go through everything in this. And actually, I just briefly looked through this. Now I haven't had time yet. I got it some time ago. And it's very much medical. I mean, it goes in depth into various things that I didn't know it did. So I really look forward to checking this, and I like to check it with you because then I can share it at the same time. Okay, deep appreciating to my daughter Onkar Kaur. Is that the word? Kaur? Yeah, Onkar Kaur. For her tireless work on the hundreds of drawings, a seemingly never-ending task, and to my young daughter Nirinjan Kaur, who was our model for the meditations. Both completed their teacher training in 2002 and were eager to contribute to this important project. Thanks are also, I want to read everything now because I feel that's right. Also due to Nasim Ghulam Hussain, I don't know how you say, of Vancouver, and Sattam Singh of Mexico for modeling posture. Thanks to Guru Chandar Singh Khalsa and Nirvar Singh Khalsa for their work developing the teachings on the 10 bodies. Thanks to Guru Prem Singh and Simran Kaur for their dedication to perfecting posture, one of the great limbs of yoga. To Shakta Kaur and Gurumukh for their work with children and pre-ratal yoga, respectively, and to Darshan Kaur for contributing to the list of mantras. Thanks to Shakti Parva Kaur and Gurucharan Singh, who are like philosopher's stones for the accuracy and integrity of these teachings. Thanks to Darshan Kaur Khalsa, Dam Kaur Khalsa, and Hari Kaur Khalsa for helpful review, and to Nam Kaur Khalsa and Satya Kaur Khalsa, to whom this project was so precious. I love these names. Actually, also in Ayurveda, these sounds of certain mantras, which these also the names are certain mantras, it's really healing as well. But anyway, I humbly bow to the efforts of the many pioneers in teacher training worldwide, particularly all those who have pioneered teacher training in Europe and other parts of the world. All contributed to this work out of their love of and desire to serve these teachings, and out of their love for and gratitude to their teacher, Yogi Bhajan. It was my personal privilege to serve my teacher and the great let's see. House of Guru Ram Das. I worked on it with personal and impersonal dedication. I humbly present it on behalf of my teacher and ask forgiveness for any shortcomings. Any shortcomings are mine, not his. May your humbly prayer to serve be fulfilled through the teachings and through the course on which you are embarking. May the touch of Guru Ram Das soothe and make fruitful your longing to serve these times and to uplift every heart. Humbly, Guru Raj Kaur Khalsa, 1st of May 2003. 3, not 3. Okay. And then it begins, the whole part 1, which I will come back to. I won't read all what it contains, but part 1 I can say. The Aquarian Age and the Awakening. Consciousness in the Aquarian Age, lecture by Yogi Bhajan, and the 5 Sutras of the Aquarian Age, Keep Up by Shadi Kala, I guess. No, Keep Up Shadi Kala 2, let us say, a poem by Yogi Bhajan. Okay. Yogi Bhajan's message at the dawn of the Aquarian Age, the self-sensory system, and the transition from the Piscean to the Aquarian Age, a lecture by Yogi Bhajan, and the 7 steps to happiness. Well, I like to look into this. Maybe I have to start reading. This is so much in just this little book. This is wow, the treasures. Wow. I've had for many years, I've saved like various, I have quite a lot of, I have also books, but not so many, maybe just a few Kundalini Yoga books. But I also have bunches of Kriyas in Kundalini. Copied and saved from lessons I was at and so on. But yeah, anyways, the Aquarian Age and the Awakening. Keep up and you will be kept up, Yogi Bhajan. That's commonly known in Kundalini Yoga, I guess. Right. The Age of Aquarius is coming our way. Emptiness, insanity, and pain shall be everybody's affair. People will like to hit walls to find out where they can go. They shall come to you, as insane as they are. If you do not take away their pain and instead you sit in judgment, you are wrong people. Wow, that's beautiful. That's why we wanted to teach you how to remain disciplined in the most undisciplined world. How to grow, to glow, how to serve, to be. First, we identify ourselves. We are. Second, our world should be such that they should cool down any fire. Our words, not world, our words should be such that they should cool down any fire, the desperation, the depression of the person. Third, we must have the power to uplift the soul and serve the person to be graceful. And finally, we must stand pure, Yogi Bhajan. This is kind of a lot. Let's see now. I need to read that again to fully understand and embrace it. This was almost like a poem as such. Let's see. The Age of Aquarius is coming our way. Emptiness, insanity, and pain shall be everybody's affair. People will like to hit walls to find out where they can go. They shall come to you, as insane as they are. If you do not take away their pain and instead you sit in judgment, you are wrong people. That's why we wanted to teach you how to remain disciplined in the most undisciplined world, how to grow, to glow, how to serve, to be. First, we identify ourselves. We are. Second, our words should be such that they should cool down any fire, the desperation, the depression of the person. Third, we must have the power to uplift the soul and serve the person, to be graceful. And finally, we must stand pure. Yogi Bhajan. Wow. Okay. And people now, since they take it as facts, whatever people have shared, and that's I don't judge that either. They can do whatever, but many don't like this anymore, the teachings of him, then because of that. But I just think whatever I feel like whatever channel this light ripple through him, I mean that's in my mind that's pure. Whatever else was, Okay, let's see now. Okay, that's the beginning of that. Can I read something more really? Consciousness in the Aquarian age. I think I must read this another day. Okay, I will leave this now. How can I stop? When I get on fire, and also that to calm the words, you calm. Really, I have my heated ways. Yeah, but when I practice that, I can practice. But now I must see one of my witchy friends. Oh, I will just send her some happiness. One of my witchy friends have gone through an operation just today, and she have been through some troubles before. So I really want to bring her some love here. Suddenly, meanwhile, I have you on the line. She just come back from the operation now. I mean, exactly now back to the room where. I try to find something to make her more happy. I mean, she's like sore, I'm sure, after the operation, but I'm so happy she wrote something anyways. I'm glad she went through it. Mm. Um, I will send. I will stop. You know, yeah, I do everything in excess. That's not what's taught by anyone to do, I guess. uh, now I must stop. She's tired, obviously, after operation. I can't just send a lot of links now. I mean, not links, but yeah, I must stop. But anyways, yeah, maybe last card just for us, and let's see how it goes. Generally, I'm so I feel a little bit obsessed now by Kundalini. I can't almost stop. I want to just read and read weeks non-stop. That's my way. Oh, we got alchemy. Yeah, it's about the balance. Number 14. Yeah, or the traditional tarot alchemy. That's the work we do. That's the way we do it. I must find out that song now suddenly, and then I must stop. Uh, Perfect for me to learn these things because I don't usually have that. That's kind of calmness. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. I like this song. Yeah. And I should benefit. I mean, I should benefit others. I understand that to calm the fire. Usually, Yeah, my fire it up. So this one, and then I will go for now. But I will keep, and I hope you love to learn these things. I will keep up and be kept up. you know. Yeah. I'll take care for now, and I will probably mix this with cards just to, yeah. Anyways, I love to spread this out there. Bye for now.